in favor of like Toronto and Vancouver,
Right.
but it's still this sort of understated hub.
Right.
And there's a lot of artists there that incubate in the winter.
And this is Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Great. So you're a Canadian artist.
Yes.
You were born and raised in Winnipeg?
yeah.
Nice. And then tell me about Envision, and is this your first time here? How many times have you been down here? And tell me about some of that interaction there.
Envision has been fairly significant for me. I believe this is my 6th year.
6th year.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've seen a few different evolutions of Envision, and it was the largest festival I first attended. So it was the first big festival that I showcased my art at.
Okay.
And it really springboarded a lot for me. Like, I can remember the first year, we were remarking this together. It was difficult to receive people's attention on my art. So it's actually helped me evolve and sort of accept and embrace and take inspiration from the way people receive the work here.
Right.
And the workshops and music have also been inspiring, and the connections,
Right.
and yeah, everything from there.
Right. So the way we met was yesterday. I was just at the art gallery, which has some beautiful artwork. All these artists coming together, producing the psychedelic. I don't even want to categorize it. It's very nice art. And then I ran into you guys, and we had the Canada connection there. We just started talking. And I saw your artwork, and the one that really resonated with me was the one with the mycelium and the different species of mushrooms. Do you want to tell me more about that?
So that painting you're referring to is called Mycelia,
Okay.
and she's one of my newer paintings. She's the second last really involved painting I've done.
Okay.
And she was inspired by a 6 or 7 year love affair with studying mycology.
Okay.
So I have studied fungi and mushrooms for, first of all, 4 years of really concentrated study, which went into a painting called Myco-Wisdom,
Okay.
which then springboarded me introducing people into mycology through talks
Okay.
and through a book that accompanies the painting.
Okay.
And then she came after. There's a few things in between, but after that she arrived as a collaboration with Fungi Foundation in Chile.
Okay.
So it was not-for-profit collaboration to give back a little bit of funds for research and preservation and education.
Interesting.
And it was inspired by the founder of that foundation.
Interesting.
And so it's like the mama infusing
Yeah.
her mycelium into the soil, and it's my vision of the feminine energy that is mushrooms and their role in nature.
Right. So, Paul Stamets.
Paul Stamets, yes.
Is he gonna be here? You think?
Is that a rumor?
That's a rumor. I heard someone say.
He's been
like,
here before.
Yeah, someone was just saying he's gonna be here. I just sent him an Instagram DM, and then I saw he has 1 million followers. I was like, okay, I hope manifest that and it shows up here
Yeah.
somehow. Tell me more about mycelium. So I'm not that educated in this realm. I am aware that, and you can correct me if this is wrong, that mycelium is one of the biggest living organisms is a mycelium network.
Yes.
So mycelium can be used to communicate between trees as well. Am I aware of that? When a tree dies in one part of the forest, it can send its nutrients to its kids or other species of trees as well through the mycelium network. So it's sort of like an internet, but with nutritional and communication capabilities, is what I know. I want you to speak more about that.
I mean, that's a big part of what we understand about it. I believe we're just starting to understand, and I think in this human scientific way, we barely know what's happening, but essentially it's often referred to as a comparison of the internet. Even our brain synapses, it's like connections of data point. So it's almost the way we understand it so far, the forest and all ecosystems sort of connection data points, and as you were saying, barter systems, so nutrient exchanges. It's like a highway for information and nutrients. And even there's certain plants, like one's called a ghost pipe.
Okay.
So it's a non-photosynthesizing plant,
Interesting.
and so it doesn't have chlorophyll.
So it's not green?
It's not green, it's translucent.
Wow.
It relies on mycelium in order to actually get its nutrients. There'd be no other way.
And it's not a mushroom, it's a plant.
It's a plant.
It's not a fungi.
No, it defies the things we understand about plants because plants typically photosynthesize. Yeah.
Interesting. So what's the awareness on fungi and natural medicine, and does mycelium come into the same picture?
Yeah. Natural medicine can be found in so many different mushrooms. They have these I believe they're called polysaccharides. They're like almost a lattice and a holder of very different compounds than other resources have. So like reishi, one of the oldest herbal medicines used in human civilization that we know of. Lion's mane, even shiitake has so many medicinal benefits.
Right.
But the mycelium also has its own different compounds. So there's a whole conversation now about fruiting body versus mycelium. So people are trying to differentiate what's present in the supplements, for example. Fruiting body is the most concentrated medicine, but the mycelium, it has its own benefits as well. But most of the medicine gets concentrated
in the fruity body, which is the mushroom that we see above the ground.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. It's like the apple of a tree, essentially, where the
trees
mycelium.
under the ground. Very interesting. And I come from an environmental background, so I can relate. And being here at Envision as well, so I come from a technology background. So technology, then video production, and I'm trying to make content and videos, and I'm trying to engage with people who are eco-conscious, trying to go for sustainable development. That's where I'm coming from. And I feel like you're coming from a background of science and also arts. Can you speak a bit to that, like you having the knowledge of the different kinds of fungi, different mushrooms, and then turning that into artwork?
I do feel that's a unique category that I don't see a lot of artists doing nowadays, other than textbook illustration and recreating nature and biology. But it's one of my greatest inspirations is taking fields of knowledge and concentrating them into art as an invitation for someone into that world. The next example, other than mushrooms, is one called Cosmologia that I have not released yet, but is going to be released this year, almost certainly. And it's a depiction of how all of the different world cultures viewed cosmology and astrology. So one of our earliest ways of understanding life was looking up and seeing the stars, right? And all of the different cultures around the world saw the same stars and had similar or different stories, but they oddly interlock and they all make sense together. So that's an example of taking in a field of study, which is this comparative cosmology, and offering it into a painting. And it's just the nerdy part in me loves to play with the artsy, non-linear part. And
And you're able to fuse them and create something very magical, because when I saw the paintings, they're very beautiful. What kind of medium, do you want to speak about that? How do you paint, and what's the process, and what kind of colors are you using? What's the medium you're using with that?
Absolutely. I am an explorer.
Okay, yeah.
So it started a lot like in childhood crayons, and then eventually marker and pencil became my first really passionate exploration, like high quality marker and pencils, which led me into a more illustrative style, so more line based. And over time, I encountered classical painting, and that felt like the final frontier, somewhere so unreachable but magnetic for me. So it's sort of gone towards like pencils, marker, then acrylic, then a little bit of digital art. I kind of made a side leap, but now I really love classically inspired oil painting. That's where I've landed, and I plan to live there for quite a while.
Interesting. Are you self-taught, and you go to school for arts? And I feel like you definitely went to school for some sort of science as well. Like, I want you to talk more about that.
I'm strongly self-educated. I did go to university. I hand-selected a high school that had a great art teacher. It wasn't an art-centered school, but I looked for an opportunity to have a bit more of a focus, so that helped a lot. And then I went to considered one of the best art universities in Canada, but was disappointed with the lack of technical focus in that school. So I left after a semester and a half
Okay.
for in favor of self-education.
Right.
So that led me to traveling and going to artist retreats, taking in books, a little bit of mentorship, but a lot of that was self-generated learning through doing and reading and videos. And similarly, all of the fields that I'm interested in, I typically learn that way.
Researching. Yeah.
And like going to a mushroom conference, that really helped too.
Interesting. I want to be a part of these mushroom conferences.
Oh yeah, I'll invite you.
You know, the thing about education that you mentioned is I felt the same way, and I moved from India to Canada to go to university, and I was kind of taken aback by the level of education we have in Canada is not as subpar with the rest of the world. Also, the modern day education system, I feel like, is always working in hindsight. So let's say you have a 5-year bachelor program or a 3-year, 4-year bachelor program. It's already made in 2020, and now it's not being updated regularly. And by the time that person graduates in 2025, that is obsolete already. So I feel like we're at a cusp in society or in this timeline where there's education reform coming. A lot of self-taught people, a lot of mentorship, a lot of independent schools of thoughts are coming up, and it's going to be interesting to see where this world goes and how people like you contribute to that. Do you have your own mentorship program or something?
That will come. I know that I'm heading there, but it'll come at the right time.
Yeah.
Right now I'm still crystallizing and solidifying, but I'll be doing little retreats and workshops as I build up to that.
Right.
But you made me think of one little thing. It's like
Yeah, go ahead.
the old and the new merging. So like mentorship is classical, online is new, and both of them together I think is a big part of what will help us grow now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I love Buddhism and the Buddha's philosophy, and you know, double-edged sword, because you can become too non-violent as well. So that's a different tangent we'd go to. But Buddha, before he died, said that he's going to reincarnate as Mitra, which means a friend. So Buddha, being a mentor in the previous life, in this life he's going to manifest as a friend. So I feel like that's the future of education as well, is through coalition, just like the mycelium, like everyone's exchanging information. That's something you can learn from the nature as well. And this is the modern day education. You're going to have mentors you can be friends with, you can hang out with them, go to Envision, then you can teach and trade skills.
Yeah.
And that's where the future is. I was thinking of asking you something else as well. How does an artist like you make money?
Oh yeah. It looks so different for everybody. An artist like me is not a cut and dry template, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have a lot of friends and I know how we all do it.
Yeah.
For myself, prints online. So I ship prints around the world. Live events like this, which is a more concentrated burst of sales. Originals, although I don't rely heavily on that. I price them high because they take me so long to make, and I hold them until it's their time to go. And teaching, that is a new outlet that's building now, and speaking as well.
Yeah.
These are new passions that I'm finding are genuine. I have a genuine drive there, and so I enjoy that. And having the more well-rounded we can be, I also do invest, for example.
Right.
So the more well-rounded we can be in creating side pockets of income, it really helps for artists because it's so inconsistent and unpredictable.
I know.
I also work in film occasionally.
Oh, great.
Very, very occasionally.
Tell me more about that. What are you doing in film?
So it's called scenic painting.
Okay.
So creating almost the atmosphere and ambiance on set.
Okay.
So it doesn't look as creative as my normal work. It's actually a lot more cut and dry and straightforward, like making a surface look like marble.
Oh, interesting.
Like trick of the eye type of thing.
Interesting.
And it's very active and social, and there's just a clear pay, so it's consistent.
Right.
So it's this, I can't do a lot of that because it would take me out of my practice, but I enjoy it. So,
Right. That's great that you're pretty multi-talented, seems like, and I think that's the way forward. Like we're going towards a gig economy.
yeah.
everyone has to have multiple sources of income and multiple ways they can generate money and multiple skills, because we're moving from that, the music's too loud, moving from that traditional sense of getting a job, getting a paycheck, to now a multifaceted, kind of work.
Yeah.
I relate to that as well, because I do a multitude of things myself. Yeah, interesting. It's always interesting to see how artists think and how they're making money and how they're able to thrive. How can people support you?
Prints online.
Okay.
So if people want to bring in a piece of art in their home, I mean, an original also.
Yeah.
Those are the main ways. I also sculpt in miniature if someone feels like having a miniature sculpture. Currently, the prints are the main way, and that's always available on my website.
Right. Do you have any events coming up where you're talking or anything people should look out for?
I do. Some of them are local to Winnipeg.
Yes, let's
So I'm doing some art workshops in Winnipeg. I'm speaking at Red River College. Those are both in March and April. There's a couple festivals coming up I can't announce yet because they're not fully confirmed and booked. And those are the predominant ones right now, but there's a lot of things coming soon.
Okay, great. It was great chatting with you. If you have any questions for me, we can conclude it.
What are your sources of income? I'm curious from your side of the creative landscape.
For sure. So I do independent environmental consulting. So I do a lot of land rehabilitation programs in Toronto. So a lot of contaminated lands, convert them into habitable zones. So big part of my career is that. And then the second part of it is social media marketing. So I help people build personal brands. So I help people go from 0 to 1,000 followers, 0 to 1 million views, all sorts of offers around that. I also help startups build funnels and get their sales organized. Also have a software that I sell, so I'm also in SaaS.
Awesome.
There's multiple things going on, and then that's mostly it for now. And videography gigs also show up every now and then, so there's that. And then I survive and I thrive. That's it.
Good way to put it.
Okay, I think we're good. Anything else you want to say? Yeah, if you want to mention your Instagram.
DanielleCaners.com, so DanielleCaners.com. And I can be found on Instagram as well, and my newsletter as well is a good way to stay in touch. That'll be a more intimate way.
Yeah, what's your Instagram?
DanielleCaners.
You got it. Okay, folks, that's it for now. Very nice talking to you.